All right, guys, going to do a little recap for today's activity in the Trade Lab. This 21st day of April. My name is EP. Hope you enjoy. Got some activity going on today. It started off with a risk-off sentiment, and we've seen that sentiment change to mixed. And right now, we're actually seeing inflows, a little bullish conflict happening. This big spike you see happening over here is the Canadian dollar. You might be asking, well, why are you showing the Canadian dollar? Well, you'll see I just had a trade that was based off of a break with our channel here that I took right down to the RQ level, which is the first level of support. And we just had this little thing called monetary report came out on BOC, Bank of Canada, and it just shot straight up. So just happy to be out of that trade and making a little bit at the bottom. But now that market has gone all the way into the bull territory. So on one candle, going from bear territory to bull territory. And how do I know that? Well, because the RQ levels help me identify that. See the bull? That's anything below the green is in bear territory. Anything here above the top green is the bull territory. So we're in bull zone 1 for the moment. But let's talk about stocks because we have some action happening over there as well. This is the Dow. Trading some micro Dows here this morning, and you can see I bought right before the bear level. This is with a template that I call Turbo Scalp, and this strategy helps me identify when we're just on the outside edge of a band. I'm using the RQ levels to help me identify which zone I'm in, and if you look down below, and if you look in the background at the same time that I got in, everything's green. Well, down below, this is showing me multiple trends, a 1 hour, a 3 hour, past 8 hours, and the past day trend. And in the background, this is showing me the velocity so I can see if we've got some consistent strength, and we certainly did. A little choppy going back at the open at 9:30. And then we're breaking out, and I took money as we actually hit the first RQ level. And my second unit, that's $61 for a micro. I've just continued to let it run up. I am now officially trailing with my stop underneath this simple moving average. And I'm seeing if I can go grab the top of the bull zone. These red dots up here, part of what we call the RQ OBOS R. OBOS R. OBOS is for overbought, oversold. So since we're in a bull zone, these yellow dots are telling me we're overbought, which is why I'm keeping my stop tight, getting ready to lock in profits if it does fall apart. And the red dots are telling me that there's a potential retracement, which you really haven't seen yet. It's starting to bend right now, but this has turned out to be a fine trade. A trade that I've actually held on to, interesting enough. I'm having an instant replay of what happened yesterday. This is the NASDAQ. I sold the NASDAQ night before last. And if you look over here to the very far left, you'll see when I sold it in the European session. I did a 3-lot there. Took money while I was sleeping, right around 7 in the morning Eastern time. That was getting down to the first level. Then in the Trade Lab yesterday, I placed 2 stops, and one of those got hit, as you can see. But I still carried the last unit all the way through to today. And I've had the stop sitting up here, and you can see that I actually added to my position and got stopped out with that add-on, and I'm still holding on to the last remaining unit that I sold over here, and you can see that I'm trying to get a target down here. And the market has just recently made a U-turn here off of the bull level. So interesting to see that set of sequences. So the last thing I'll talk about, we're going to move over to the 10-year notes. This is another trade that I actually put on with everybody in the Trade Lab yesterday. Did a 2-lot trade here, took profits at the first ceiling, which is the top of the first bull zone, and I'm trying to reach the top. So at midnight, as the levels adjust every 24 hours, I adjusted my limit, and I've adjusted my stop to break even. So we'll see where the notes want to go throughout the remainder of this session. So that's a little wrap for me, EP, in the Trade Lab.